Well, less than a month in, bud, and you've totally changed everything round, bud. Do you know before you say anything, what I want to say is like when you go from where you are, which was next to zero, to having like a solid income, that's way more life changing than any other revenue target. Like when you see somebody hit 10K, 20K, 50K, 100, it's all the same thing. Like it doesn't change anything. Lifestyle doesn't change at all. What changes when you go from like nothing to then having like something steady. And so like I know it means a lot, and I appreciate being part of it as well. So I'll let you go now.
Yeah, no, you're totally right, man. It's very impactful to go from, I mean, I've had a passion for coaching for so long and you know, built it up to a certain point, lost it again, lost my way with it. I think when I spoke to you, I was kind of just lost my way with it, a little bit fed up with it, almost on the verge of just throwing the towel in a little bit, was kind of in my own way. And then in what, 3 weeks, I've completely turned the game around and the business is earning more than what a normal corporate job would earn you. Like it's fucking unbelievable, you know?
For the tangible nature of it, what did you start doing that you weren't doing before?
Do you know what the biggest thing, man, is just running running it like a true business and actually acting like it's a true business. When we first sat down and had that business breakdown, it was you ripping through everything I was doing, to be quite frank. It wasn't, it was a great call, but it was a very honest call, and that's what people need. They need things to be quite honest, right? And I needed that as well. I needed someone to tell me what I was and wasn't doing. Um, it was getting my content clear, getting the direction of my business clear, getting who it is that I want to attract, getting that crystal clear as well. So I felt good with that and I could show up and actually be the person I am rather than hide behind something that I'm not. And it was just setting clear daily actions, do X, Y, Z, and let's see if it generates a result. And that's what we've done.
It's not fucking complicated, like, is it? Do you know what I
It's
mean?
really not. It's really not. And it's crazy, man. Like I almost laughed to myself. Like 3 weeks ago, I was just gonna kind of shut the laptop and just focus on my other work and just kind of throw the towel in with it, you know. Now I'm more fired up than ever, you know.
And I think it's a common occurrence for a lot of coaches, and it's not like you're not a guy that doesn't try or can't be asked or doesn't do the work, but you obviously weren't. Do you know what I mean? Like you just weren't doing the things that you knew you were capable of doing. You weren't
Yeah.
messaging. You weren't making the content in the way that you were wanting to make the content. You weren't making any offers at all.
No,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah, when we
Yeah.
sat down and I went, you do all these, and you're like, no, but I know I should. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I thought,
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, and it's a funny thing because like I'm not the guy to shy away from doing the work, but I whatever something had built up over weeks and months, and I was just so in my own way that I couldn't even see it, which
yeah.
was crazy, you know. And like I say, that business breakdown we had, some would say it was brutal, but it was very honest, direct, and to the point, and it's just kind of created the path.
I always just pray, like, when I'm open and honest with you, that you just take it on board in the right way and don't think it's me just being a dick or I'm trying to like assassinate you. Do you know what I mean? It's like it would be very easy to sit there and go, oh well, fuck you. Do you know what I mean? But that's
Yeah.
exactly in the same place.
Yeah. Yeah. And no, it wasn't that at all. It was, well, it was very collaborative, and it was about you trying to pull out the best of me so I could actually, get out my own damn way and move this business forward.
The way I see it is like if you're gonna pay me to help you and I'm not gonna give you some honest feedback that might hurt a little bit, I'm just taking your money for the crack.
Yeah.
Totally disingenuous. To
Yeah.
sit there and try and almost manufacture a perfect relationship where I don't ruin hurting your feelings so that you pay me for longer. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't sound too too
No.
much of a great relationship, Jimmy. There has to be that line of we have to be open and honest with each other. And there might be times where we don't really come up with much on a call for weeks because you're just flying. And it's a case of like, let's just keep going. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
But a bottleneck will come, and that's where the heads need to be screwing back on again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But also, you say that like some weeks maybe they're not, there's not these big changes that you need to go through. But, rather than get distracted, that's where, as a true business owner, you need to, triple down on what's working rather than think, oh my God, I must have to change something this week, surely. Well, maybe not, you
The
know?
biggest difference between coaches that are, really struggling and the ones who are crushing it is just the amount of shit that they do. That's it. And not like different things, the same thing, but the volume of it. So it's like the coach that's doing 50, 60, 100 grand a month is just having a lot more conversations than the coach that's doing 3 to 5.
Yeah.
You can have like this crazy acquisition system that you've never heard of where like they do a headstand and scratch their balls at the same time. It's like no, they just have a lot of conversations and book a lot more calls than what you do. That's it. And
Yeah.
that's where I want us to get to the point of well, I know what I need to do, but how do I do more of that? Because that's where the fun game starts. Because you can only do so many messages a day, you can only sort of follow so many people, you can only put so much content out. So it's like, well, if I'm having 50 conversations a day, how would I have 500?
Becomes a game.
Right, and then that's what I find exciting.
Yeah.
Like, great, let's figure
Yeah.
that out. Let's
Yeah.
look at the cost per lead, the cost per the call, the acquisition, what's your LTV. That's where you start doing the maths. Do you know what I mean? In the early stages, it's just dog work, isn't it? It's just like get out, do it, and
Yeah.
do it. Well, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's where the real fun will begin,
Yeah.
but it's all fun. I mean, the last 3 weeks have been fucking amazing. So,
What's your feelings today versus where we were 3 weeks ago on the future?
oh my God. Possible. The future is possible. What I want in the future is actually possible. That's how I feel. Um, 3 weeks ago, it was daunting as shit. And I was like, how am I going to get the things I say I want in life? That's the honest answer. Now it's like, it's possible. It's actually possible. And that's in 3 weeks. And 3 weeks is zero amount of time. I mean, we're in fitness coaching for Christ's sake. Like we all know that 3 weeks in terms of fitness coaching is no time at all if you've got a client that comes to you, wants to drop a bunch of weight. So I don't think there's any reason to think any different in terms of business coaching. 3 weeks is not a lot of time, and it's been completely life changing in 3 weeks.
Just keep doing the basic shit and keep taking massive action on it and don't take the foot off the gas because a lot of people get sort of frozen by complacency of, well, this is all going great, let me chill. And it's like, nope, that's why you were where you were because you chilled.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
setting it as the new normal, that's what it needs to become.
100%, man. New normal. There's no chilling at all now. No way.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah,
Awesome, dude. Good shit.
that was easy.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it though, bro. It's given me a heck of a lot of focus over these last 3 weeks. So, and it's that runs true. It's definitely changing the game.
I am serious when I said at the start of that video that like it's way more impactful in the early stages than it is when you get on. Like there is literally no difference once you start. As soon as you got like 5 grand a month, there's no difference when you got 10.
Yeah.
You don't all of a sudden like getting a Bentley every morning. And like when you get to 10,
No.
like 20, you don't all of a sudden start getting it like Rolls Royces instead. It's like it's all the same. It's literally all the
Yeah.
same. But that's where it becomes more, I think it's more of just a game at that point.
That's it. I mean, it's funny because like I'd have thoughts like, 3, 4 months ago, like, if this business could be what I have flash dreams about, then like I don't want my missus to work when we have kids and shit like that. But then right before we had that conversation, I'm like, how the fuck am I even going to get close to making that happen? I'm not even bothered about driving fucking Bentley and all that shit. I won't mind a Range Rover at some point in my life, but like that's not really the bother for me. It was like, how the fuck am I going to earn enough money to put us as a family in that position? It was like, I don't even know. But now I fucking know. Now I'm like, right, now we got to get to the stage of fun, you know?
You know, I think most, you know, I think makes most people like depressed and have anxiety and stuff is just not knowing what's going to happen,
Yeah.
not knowing that there like is an option or there is like a light there. So I used to work in like a food factory, fucking packing boxes of crisps, right? And I was depressed as fuck, like really severely depressed. Like my stress levels were so high that if I showed you a photo, you'd be like, "That's not you." Like
Mm.
my face was covered in like psoriasis or eczema, don't know which one it was, because my stress levels were so high. It looked like I'd been around
Fuck.
a house fire. It was horrendous. So all over my face, started to come on my chest, legs everywhere. I went to the doctors and they were like, maybe it's something like in the air, maybe it's like, powder or mix. I was like, yeah, maybe. Move me under the bit. That's it. Massively air conditioned, nothing there, just kind of getting worse and worse and worse and worse. So I took 7 days off, cleared up that. The first day I went back,
Jesus.
first day I went back, boom, started to come back again. Because it's the environment. It's the, oh fuck, like what's gonna happen? How am I ever gonna get out of this? I remember used to sit there like a 12-hour shift just packing boxes of crisps, thinking like this is your life.
Yeah.
This is what you're gonna do forever. And then the moment that I started to do the PT qualification and look for other jobs and stuff, started to feel way better, started to come down massively. My face started to clear up because it was all of a sudden that switch of like, this isn't going to be your life for the rest. This isn't going to be forever. So
Yeah.
I know exactly how you feel that you've just described it, probably to the extreme.
Yeah. No, you're spot on, man. It's a real thing, isn't it? And I think you can fall into so much of a deep hole that most people never really get out of it, and they do just end up, you know, ultimately that's their reality. But yeah, I'm fucking glad that it's not going to be mine, you know.
I think that's where like a lot of I only speak for lads because like I'm a dude. Yeah, I'm gonna need tits. I have it at the minute. I've gained a few pounds at the minute, but they're gonna be gone.
Christmas tits.
Yeah, Christmas tits. They've been brewing since longer than Christmas. Uh, but I think a lot of young lads like feel depressed because they don't know where they stand or what their future looks like, or they do, and it doesn't look fucking good, and they don't see a way.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, you show somebody like the littlest bit of potential or light, totally changes them. It's almost like they're just a
Yeah.
different person, totally different character. But saying that is tough for a lot of people.
No, you're right. It can just be as simple as that as well. You know, one conversation or just a specific set of words can just twig something for somebody, you know. And I think that business breakdown for me was that one moment. Came off that call, I was like, actually, I can fucking do this.
Yeah, there's a chance.
Like, there's a chance. I feel it. So there we go.
All you need is just like a chance. There's like a what if there's a 1% chance, sound mental health's in the greatest place ever. But
Yeah.
when it gets to zero in people's mind, they're like, well, what's the point? It's over. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You breathe
Yeah.
and then you're salty. But great. We're in an amazing place, bud. It's just a case of like I said on the testimonial, just doubling down, keeping your foot on the gas and keep doing all the basics, and then we'll
Yeah.
pick as we come. But
Yeah. 100%, mate. I think, like I said to you, 3K first, just get to there first, and then I can think about what's next. Don't get me wrong. I have thoughts, but right now I just want to hone in, get that 3K ticked and steady the ship there. And then well, that's going to open more doors, more time and fucking everything. It's just going to be great.
get there,
So,
get there, and we'll take it.
I mean, so possible, so freaking possible, you
You
know?
literally went from like 200, 300 quid a month to one and a half in 3 weeks. So I
Yeah.
do it again if you want to put your foot down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. 100%, mate. Let's make it happen.